we are live.
We are live right now.
Yes. I see. Good morning, ladies. Oh my goodness. I am so excited.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. Welcome.
Wise agents in the house.
I am getting us live on Facebook. We've got a lot of people coming in.
Look at these people. Happy New Year. Hi, Ed. Good to see you on here.
Oh, there's Ed. Hey, Ed. Happy New Year to everyone. I think we are, I don't see the signal that we are live on Facebook just quite yet, so hold on.
Yes. How is everybody doing? Where are my East Coast people? I am in Alexandria, Virginia, and we got that crazy blast of snow. And I'm not sure if you guys heard that we had people trapped on Interstate 95 for like 24 to 27 hours yesterday. It was incredible.
Yes, that is, that is something that I am so thankful that I was not in that kind of a mess. I have been in that mess living in Chicago half my life. I lived in Chicago now. Yes. And so I got stuck on Lakeshore Drive one year, so it was not fun.
It was not fun for the people there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's so great. And good afternoon, East Coast people. It's 12 noon.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. We're excited. It is January 5th. 2022. Yes. I've got Tamara Inzunza here, my friend, my dear friend, and power user of Wise Agent. I'm so thankful and grateful for you, Tamara. I think you've got so much knowledge to give everyone here. Hi, Alana. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in so long. From Tempe. We've got people from here in Arizona. I am, of course, here in Fountain Hills, Arizona, at our home office. And yes, Tamara is a power user. You want that status too, Jeffrey. So you can have it. Listen to what she has to say. You all can
I am going to help you, Jeffrey. And Eleni, thank you so much for inviting me back. It is great to be back here with the Wise Agent crew. I am happy and excited to be here and to give the agents some, what I hope would be some good, valuable information. So let me say first, so I know that Christmas is over, but you guys, I came bearing gifts. So if you don't know, Sarah is in the background. So I brought with me to share with you guys a checklist. Woohoo! Let me see the claps in the chat. I brought a checklist to share with you guys to help you get your CRM set up. So Sarah, if you don't mind, can you put that link or the file in the chat for the people to download so that they have something? Yes, Lynn, I got you covered. So Sarah has put that in there. So you guys click that link and open up that download. One of the things that I want you to see is I kept the checklist very short, but for each page, if you download and look on the page, you'll see the little circle YouTube play button. So for each thing on the checklist, I connected it to the Wise Agent video that will show you how to get it done. So clap in the chat, clap in the chat.
I love having you on the webinar, Tamara, because you like bring it. You come so prepared with everything. So just so everyone that knows, when we do these when I host these webinar series, I have a prep call with everyone beforehand. But Tamara, she goes above and beyond. I mean, everyone does, but Tamara goes like way above and beyond. She's like, I got a PowerPoint, I got this, I've got that. I'm like, whoo, making me look bad. I feel like I need to step it up a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I hang out with great people, Eleni, and they help me to raise my game. So high five to my tribe. Yes. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tamara Inzunza, and I am the VP of Education and Training at Realty One Group Capital, located in Alexandria, Virginia. So I am out there selling as well, but my focus is to help our agents grow their business and to become more efficient. So I'm happy to share what we are doing and how I am helping the agents streamline and get organized. And one of the things that I've noticed, because I've started having conversations with our agents, is a lot of people are starting to feel overwhelmed. So how are you guys feeling right now in the chat? Let me know in the chat how you are feeling coming off of the holidays, and we're seeing the increase in COVID cases. Like, how are you guys feeling? So is it Rivka? Rivka says she's overwhelmed. Todd says he's ready to go. Oh, Celeste says she's not appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of, tired and excited,
Yep.
busy,
Yep.
overwhelmed, but ready.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to tackle 2022. That's great. There's a lot of things happening right now in the real estate industry alone, but in the world over,
Yes.
In general is kind of, we're still kind of in this flux here. But I think one of the things is when you get organized, when you have a system in place, when you have things like a checklist where you can see step-by-step things to get yourself organized. And then what was it? A statistic I read just the other day was, if you get your goals, because we're going to be talking about goals and goal setting, if you have a written goal, like if you write down your goals, you are 80% more likely to achieve those goals just because you wrote them down.
Awesome.
So
yes,
that's what we're going to be talking about today. And don't worry if you are, if your phone rings during this, we're recording this session, we're live on Facebook. You'll get the recording after we're done with this session in your inbox as well. And it will live in the land of YouTube and Facebook and social media forever and ever. Yes. We also have a chat section that you guys can, you guys are already using that. And so there's a Q&A section. So if you have any questions during this, this webinar, feel free to, someone's asking, can you do my taxes? That's funny, Jeff. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post those in the Q&A. We have our fabulous Sarah Webb on the webinar as well as a panelist. She's going to be replying to your chats and everything, and any of your questions. So Tamara, I'm going to let you continue on with your presentation that you've prepared. I know you've got a lot of things that we're going to be covering. So
awesome sauce. So let me go ahead and get the screen going. I got a lot of stuff. Here we go. So setting up your CRM for success in 2022. So you guys, I want to introduce you to one of our agents. This is Xenia, and Xenia said that she would be on the webinar today. This is Xenia McGregor. She is one of our lovely agents at Realty One Group Capital. So I had a one-on-one with Xenia, and I was talking to her about, getting her CRM together. And I said, Xenia, well, what are you doing now? And she showed me her notebook and her planner. She's like, Tamara, this is my CRM. Okay, so if you guys can relate to Xenia, you are in the right place. So I want you to follow along with your checklist. And how we're going to do this is I'm going to share a couple of slides. I'm not going to overwhelm you with slides, but I wanted to make it easy for you to follow along with the checklist. And Sarah is in the background, and she is going to be complementing this with the screenshots in Wise Agent. So breaking it down, we are only going to tackle 4 things today. And the very first thing is to identify your 2022 goals. So I want you guys to keep firing up the chat. How many of you have taken the time to complete your 2022 business plan? So in the real estate industry, we start talking about business planning in September. So you start getting those emails, register for your 2022 business plan in October. You really start to get into it. November, you should really be getting serious about your business plan. But in December, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm going to put it off. Maybe I'll start toward the end of the year. And then January rolls around, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do a business plan. So the first step is going to be to identify your goals, because once you have your goals identified, then you can work to put them in Wise Agent. Step 2, we're going to touch on how to get all of your contacts into Wise Agent, because that is kind of going to be the foundation. You got to know who you're going to talk to. And when you talk to them, you want to look up when was the last time you talked to them and what did you talk about? Okay. And then step 3 is creating your transaction checklist, because this is going to help you streamline. And step 4 is very important, particularly with how our industry is moving, is we want to show you how to use the landing pages so that you can generate your own leads. So how many of you guys want to generate your own leads so that you can stop paying lead generation companies? Who's with me on that one?
Yeah, I think you're going to get a lot of people. Look at, we've got a couple of Lynn saying me.
Yes.
Yes.
Me as well.
Amen to that. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that are wanting to do that and not be paying some of those portals. So we've got some options for you all on that.
Yep. So let me pause my share before I get into this slide. And Sarah, if you can bring up the screenshot for the Wise Agent Goal Tracker. So let's start.
You know what?
There.
I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do it live.
Okay.
Here I set up our demo account where I can just put in our annual goals here. So I'm going to just come in here to Wise Agent. So if you guys aren't familiar with how to get here, just click on the home button here from the menu and just click on Goal Tracker and it'll bring you to this page. If you've never been to this page, it's gonna be completely empty here. I'm gonna set up the annual goals. So this is where you can set up your financials, right? So what's your average sale price? So maybe, and this varies from every market. What's your gross annual sale goal? What do you want to attain? And so, and then you can assign it per team member. So you can say this is for your whole entire team, if you're working with a team or a brokerage, or you can just assign it to just an individual person.
So Eleni, let me stop you there because I have a question, because this is something that I tackled with. So if you are a solo agent, which is the best choice? Should they be choosing all? Or if you're a solo agent, in that drop down box, it's going to be your name. So which is the best choice? So
if you're a solo agent, you'll have all and then just your first name only here. My recommendation would be to just put it under your name, because if you're going to be reaching your goals, and let's say you reach your goal at the 6-month mark, which is kudos to you, right? Congratulations. You might have the ability to then hire on an assistant or hire on a buyer's agent or a seller's rep or whatever it is. So you want to be able to be flexible enough to have then a different goal for the whole entire team. So I would say to put it per team member. So assign it to yourself.
Gotcha. Thank you for that.
Okay, so I think, and so that's how that would work. And then your short-term goals, and these are the goals that you set to, what do you have to do in order to attain some of these financial goals? So, going on your listing appointments, and I know, Tamara, you have some specific things some actions that you have in here.
Yeah, so let me get back over to my screen again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, you see up at the top, it says day 17. So this is part of what I did for our agents at Realty One Group, the business plan of Palooza. We broke out 20 days just into bite-sized pieces. And day 17 was, I asked them, what 3 pillars will you be focusing on in 2022? Ooh. So take a quick minute to look at this. Can you see my screen?
No, we can't see your screen.
Okay. All right, so let me get back, share. Okay, what about now?
There we go.
Okay. All right, so take a quick look at this and you can see there are many, many different things that you can focus on in real estate. For sale by owners, virtual events, divorcing clients, open houses, luxury homes, Google ads, military and veterans. and 55 plus and downsizing. So feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is not in your checklist, but feel free to take a screenshot of this, because I want you to realize that there are a lot of different ways to focus and to grow your business. But ideally, you want to have at least a minimum of 3 legs on that stool. And then now I will stop the share, Eleni, and give it back to you so you can bring the goal tracker back up.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so for example, if you're going to be doing geographic farming, then on the right side of where it says your short-term goals, you may want to track postcards mailed, and then you want to have a goal for the number of postcards mailed.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to track the number of doors that you're knocking. You may want to track the community events that you're going to be hosting. Okay, so these are just examples. Another example is if one of your pillars is going to be focusing on your past clients, then you may want to track the number of handwritten notes, the number of pop buys, the number of client events. And another example would be if you're going to be focusing on the 55 plus community, you may want to focus on the number of postcards you're mailing out to that specific demographic. Are you going to be doing in-person seminars, and how many? Are you going to be doing virtual seminars? And if so, how many? So you really want to get with your broker or your coach, either in your office, or if you're working with a business coach, you want to identify what your sales goals are. And that's what you're going to be putting in on the left-hand side. And then when you focus and identify your pillars of your business, then that is how you're going to use the right-hand side.
Right, exactly. And so one of the things that I wanted to point out, and while you were talking, I was showing how you would add a new, short-term goal. It would be either monthly or weekly. And I know that we've had that discussion, Tamara, just the two of us, like what, which way is best. And it really, what we do here at Wise Agent is we try and keep things where it's flexible enough for everyone to just do it the way that they run their business. So if you're like one of those people where I need to, I need to be able to see this every week, or I need to be able to see this every month, then we have you covered. So if you do it monthly, we'll break it down into, those weekly ones. So if you have here, you've got these 12 listing appointments for the month. When you look at it in the weekly, that's 3 a week, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll break it down to you. We'll break it down for you. We've got that math covered for you. So you can see, what's, what you need to get accomplished, but you could definitely keep this on the monthly view and just track it really quickly. And this works really great even on mobile. So you can just click on the plus symbol or the minus symbol with your thumb and say, I've done this, or, whatnot. The other thing you also have is the ability to see it kind of in a graph. So you can come back and
I like that feature. I think that's really good.
Yeah, because it's really nice to be able to see, like, what have I been doing? Like, where am I at with all of this? Am I being consistent? And and so obviously this is a demo account, but you can come back and see, wow, like what happened here? I was kind of slacking off over here a little bit, and really see what you're doing. And then you can even do a screenshot of this, send it over to your coach.
That's what I do. Yes.
You want to be accountable, and this keeps you accountable as well. If you're not using a coach, you can look at this and see, well, I really need to step up my game. It looks like the end of the month, beginning of the month, I'm kind of not really working my goals. So it's something to really keep that in mind. So you can, be able to view that. So, so that's how we've done that. And just having, and there's no limit on how many of these goals you can have. And one of the requests we got, I think early on last year, from Tamara was the ability to sort these.
Yes.
Because I know it's, you know, you want to see like your priorities, like these are like, I really need to get this done. I need to be able to send 50 postcards. I need to see this in the, you know, top of my list.
I love that feature. Thank you so much for implementing that.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for suggesting it. You know, there's times where we're like, hey, you know what? Sometimes we need to hear what you guys are looking for. And if it makes sense, we'll definitely do it. So, so you can come in here and organize this to make sense for you. So all of these are going to be different. So your account, you know, these are some of the things that you can do, you know, have in your, as your short-term goals, like Tamara had suggested, you know, attending trade shows or attending conferences in the real estate industry. That's a really, and I know we're going to be talking a little bit about that later. Those are good goals because that's where you're getting your education from, your networking. So put even that as a goal for yourself. Even if it's, you know, one a month or whatever it is, you want to make sure that you've got something in there so you can be mindful of that and try and attain those goals.
Right. Lynn had a question. She wanted to know if that can be different for each team member.
It can, yeah. So we have a filter. And so you can see even here in the team members. So here's Rachel Green's, and these are all just for Rachel. And here's Ross. So he's got his. We love the characters of Friends. So that's who we use here. So yes, these are all for, and Angela saw that these are all friends. So yes, so they're definitely by team member.
Awesome.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's a great question, and it's something that you could really just be flexible with and help. So if you are the team leader, if you are the broker and you guys are using a Wise Agent account with permissions and whatnot, as the team leader, as the broker, you would still have access to all of this to view this, and you can go through and sit with your agents, do a Zoom or sit, you know, next to one another and say, hey, let's set these goals up together and let's go through this and get that accountability going. I think that's a really good thing that a lot of good team leads and brokers are doing right now. They're setting those goals. They're helping their agents be successful.
Yep. And so this would be definitely step one.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get back and share my screen again. Okay. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah. And I think, you know what, and are we sharing this PowerPoint, Tamara, afterwards?
We can. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know some people had said, oh, I missed that screenshot. So I'll take a, so maybe Sarah, if you could take a screenshot of it too, to share to people.
Yep. And so step two is getting all of your contacts into Wise Agent. So I want you guys to blow up the chat. So type in the chat all of the different places that you can think of where you have contacts, names, phone numbers, email addresses, reminders. Type in all of the places where you think you have contacts and things like that. So we want to identify all of those places, and then you want to set aside some time, block time. I have that on the checklist. Block time on your calendar. Don't expect to do this in one sitting, because I have to tell you, this is the one place where a lot of agents give up, because you realize you know more people than you think you do. And it is a huge task to get all of your contacts into Wise Agent. So this is where a lot of agents, they start and then they say, no, I'm not doing this. So my advice to you would be to block off time in your calendar to do this, because you really shouldn't expect to do this in one sitting, because it will take much longer than you think. But it needs to be done. And it's kind of like, this is the tip of the hill. You know, we're going up. We started with the goal tracker. Now it's time to put those contacts in. And so you'll see that once you get the contacts in, everything else will be a lot easier. Once you get your contacts in, I recommend that you start with 5 basic categories. And those categories are your past clients, then move over to your sphere of influence, then you should have a category for out-of-town agents. And I know some people are probably like, why should I have agents in my CRM? Well, we kind of just talked about that, because having agents and networking with other agents is a great way to grow your business as well. And one of the things that Wise Agent implemented, and I nudged them to do this as well, is when you are in an individual, Eleni, was it a transaction or a contact record? When you put it in a sale, I think it's when you put it in the sale, you now have the ability to choose whether or not that income that you're getting is from a referral.
Yeah, on the commission report. Yeah.
On the commission report. So it's great. So not only should you be friends on social media with, local agents, I kind of think you should limit that number, but you should also grow your database of out-of-town clients, because you can also use the email feature. For example, when you are going to be heading to a conference, you can email all of the agents specifically and say, hey guys, I'm going to be in Las Vegas in March. I would love to see you. Do you plan on attending? And you never know, you might get some of the people to reply back to you. And every time you do go out of town, make sure you are adding the agents that you meet in your CRM as well. Okay, so I'm off my soapbox on that.
Yeah, I love it. I saw a question, if you're a new agent, what would you have instead of past clients? I mean, so obviously if you're a new agent, you're not going to have that past clients, but you can have all the other ones. You can have, so if you're coming from a different industry, you want to tap, if you're coming, maybe let's say you were in radio, or you were in, you were in retail before, you want to put those people in there, people that you just know that, possibly it could be possible client list, that you want to start having there. The point is though, to keep, to have categories and have people in these categories, so you know what message you're sending out to them when you start sending out messages to them. That's something that's really important, is segmenting your audience. That's what we're basically talking about here, is that you want to make sure that when you're sending out a message to somebody that's one of the out-of-town agents, that message is going to be relevant to them, instead of something that you're going to be sending to possibly a buyer lead. Right. So it wouldn't really fall really flat, and your friends, these out-of-town agents, would be like, I don't understand. What are you looking for here? I'm not looking to buy a house here. So you want to make sure that you're providing the right information to the right group of people. And I'm going to share my screen here.
Okay, let me stop share. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to share my screen here. So a couple of things I saw when we were saying, where are you getting where's your list of clients? Where's your list of your database, right? Where does that live? One of my favorite tools, and Brandon, our CEO, we just did a webinar last week. His favorite tool is our Chrome extension. If you guys are using Chrome and Gmail, I can't tell you how often. I'm going to share my screen. This is my Gmail. So, this is, I know it's Office Depot, but it's okay. There's a really quick button that you can just add and say, I need to send, I need to keep a copy of this email. I want to add this person to my database, right? And I can just quickly come in here. It automatically fills in the email address. I can fill all this information in, click on Add to Wise Agent. And then fill all this in, categorize them right here, right now, because that's really important. You want to make sure you're putting them in the right category. And then as soon as it's done, I can come in here and now I can say, oh, I need to, set an appointment with them. I need to follow up and put them on my call list. I need to do this, that, and the other.
Okay, Eleni, I think you went a little bit too fast. Valerie says, can you please do that again?
I know, that's why I don't do training, is because I talk too fast.
We have, please do it again.
And Sarah's probably like,
great showing you guys these features that help you do business easier.
It is. So again, this is with the Chrome extension. So when you're in your Chrome browser, you have to come in here and just go to your more tools and extensions, and then find that extension. Just type in Wise Agent and you'll be able to find it there. Okay.
All right.
So that's your first step. And I think Sarah will post our blog about our Chrome extension.
Yes.
And then so once you've installed that, you have to, there's a couple of steps that you take there, and then it'll just add this button to your Gmail account.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that's done, then you just add whatever contact, any email that you're getting, right? From your clients, from whoever it is, you want to add them if they belong in your database. If these are people that you need to be emailing and have in your database, this is a really easy way of doing that.
Right.
Now, once they've come into your account, right? Once they've come into your Wise Agent account, this is what the part that I love. In addition to just really a quick ad, you also have the ability to then see all of the emails that they have sent you. Okay.
That is a great feature.
I love this feature because I don't know about you all, but my email, my inbox sometimes gets crazy and I can't find everything that I need to find right away. So what I do is I come in here and I'm like, oh, I need to save this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so with a click of a button, I can save this to my notes in my Wise Agent account. And so then I could just easily come in here and say, oh, that was such an important message. I saved it in my notes.
Okay, I gotta admit, I have not used that, but I'm writing that down.
And then I'm just going to, and then I'm going to show you one more thing that you can do here. I see Tracy saying mind blown.
I know.
The other thing that you can do is you could add this as a check to your checklist notes as well. So if you're going through a transaction with somebody and you are like, oh, okay, I got a note back from, the other agent or from the buyer or seller themselves, and you want to add that, so you can come in here and put it in your, attach it to one of your checklists that you're working with.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to get to checklists.
We are going to get to that. And then the third, and I don't know if I have it, they don't have any attachments on any of these, but if there's also attachments, you can also save the attachments either to your checklist or to your contact record. So it is something that is so super powerful.
It is powerful.
What I love is, this is why I love technology, is because it saves me time. It saves me energy. It saves me steps. I don't have to like download and copy and paste and do all sorts of things. We want to get away from doing those manual processes of copying and pasting and doing things. Use technology to make your life easier. And this is one of those ways.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
All right. So I said we were going to get into checklist. Let me pick up where I left off. Okay. So next would be to itemize your buyer and seller checklist. So this is something that everybody should definitely do, because once you get into the groove, once you start getting people under contract, you already have your checklist up here. And so what we want you to do is to get all of those tasks, all of those dates, get everything into Wise Agent. So I'm going to stop my share now so Eleni can bring up a sample checklist. So while she's doing that, I'm going to ask you in the chat. So when you guys are working with the buyer, what is the very first thing? The very first thing, and I know these answers are going to be different because we're all in different parts of the country. What is the first thing that you do when you get your buyer under contract?
There we go. And
thank them with a note.
There we go.
All right, Valerie, schedule inspections. Yep. Schedule inspection, open escrow.
Jennifer got the right answer. Create a checklist. Yep. There you go.
Yep. Get the earnest money, send the timeline. Exactly. Celebrate. Exactly. Pay the earnest money, schedule inspection, distribute the contract, send it to an attorney, and see all of your responses. This confirms that not everybody is going to do the same thing, the exact same way. But you should at least take the time, get a piece of paper, take your checklist, flip it over, draw a line down the middle, one side for buyers, one side for sellers. Just get everything out of your head, because that's part of the thing that gives us overwhelm as well is we walk around with all of our knowledge up here, but this isn't for storage, guys. This is for creativity. So we want you to get all of those processes out of your mind and get them into Wise Agent. So once you have that buyer go under contract, you can assign that checklist and boom, you have everything generated and you know exactly what you need to do, because the purpose of a checklist is to make sure that no task is left undone and no person is forgotten.
Exactly, and that's something, and the way that our checklist works, they're all based on templates. So we have some templates that have already been created for you that you can take and use as like a basis. So you can take these are our default templates, but then you can create your own based on these. So you can just, with a click of a button, add that template to your account and just go ahead and get in there and edit that template and say, oh, I don't need this in here. I can delete this task, but I want to add, you know, these 3 things in here. So you can just really customize it, and the great way is that it's customized based on important or critical dates. So you would use this checklist over and over and over again. So it's the template that you use over and over again, and then a new checklist is added based off of that checklist.
So Kathy asks, how can you add a checklist if you've already created one?
So let's go back a step. So if you have a template, so it goes off of your template. So let's say I have, you know, I get a call, you know, I've taken some people out and they're about to buy a property. I would just come in here because this is my buyer template, right? This is my buyer template, checklist template. And all I have to do is click on this little plus symbol and say, okay, I'm going to start this new checklist. This is the template that I'm going to be using. It's, you know, I'm the team member that's being assigned to this. I'm going to go ahead and put this in with Michael Phelps as the buyer, right? And so this is who the contact is. I can either add an existing property or just whatever. So I'm going to say this is the property address. And then I can rename this, right? So I can just say second one here, and then I just create this checklist. And once I create it, then what happens is now I can come in here. Your first step would be putting in your commission. So you just come in here and it already names it for you. So I can say it's a buyer. I can put it under pending. I can just say it's, you know, $100,000. I can put in my commission.
Oh, hey, Eleni, if you go back up to buyer in the upper right and click that drop down, that's what I was talking about earlier when I was mentioning tracking referral fee income. So there it is right there.
Right.
Yep.
And so so now I can say, you know, this is the checklist. It already has the name of the client, and now I can give it a completion date. So when do I think it's going to close? Let's say it's a 30-day close or whatever. Again, I can assign this commission to myself, and now that is all in here. And then my next step would be to put in my critical dates, because without my critical dates in it, I don't have a due date for any of these things. So the contract was signed, I think we said today was the 5th. And then the close of escrow is going to be here. The inspection date's going to happen here, and some other random date is here. So now I can come in here, and as soon as I put in that information, it fills in my dates.
That is amazing, which is exactly what you want as an agent.
Yeah. The other thing it does is if you are working with a team, or you have, you know, you have other team members in here, or things assigned, even if they're assigned to yourself, like I'm Rachel Green and this is assigned to me, what will happen in my inbox, I will get something saying, Rachel, you've been assigned to schedule the appraisal, and it is due on January 13th. So I will get an email reminder saying that this needs to be completed. And then I can come in here and complete those tasks. And so then it'll even show me what my percentage of completed things that there are in here. So that's a really important thing. And if you've got a long list and you're like, okay, I need to get to my important contacts, I need to add who the lender is for this and the title and everything else. And then of course your documents.
My favorite feature,
Yes.
unlimited document storage. So whenever I have a transaction, everything goes in here. And I just saw someone have a question, can individual agents, if you're an individual agent, can you get that task automatically emailed to you?
Yes. So, and I think I saw Kelly saying, is that a new feature? It is, I think it's about a year-ish old. I can't remember exact date that happened, maybe a little bit longer actually. But yeah, if it's assigned, so you have to have it assigned to you. So in your templates, and let me move some of my.
We got you, Raymond.
Right. So in your templates, and if you need to edit your template that you're on, you can just click on this little gear button here and it'll come back to your template. And in your template, you can adjust who the tasks are assigned to. So some of them, like this super fun disclosure, is not assigned to anyone. I can come in here and say, assign that to me. So
Eleni, you are moving so fast.
Well, because you guys have to remember, I'm not training you today. We're just showing you the power of everything. Our staff here, we've got a great staff that will do all of the training for you.
But this is all good stuff. Once you really digest how much easier it makes your life, you'll be like, oh my God, I need to do this right away. This is why we're here today, guys, to get you on track for 2022.
Yes, and I see Sally is asking, is there training on this? There is. The way we've broken down our training is there's training on just marketing, there's training on transactions. So you can just, and then there's like the whole overall demo of what everything that we do at Wise Agent. So I would definitely, if you're interested in this, our trainers go slow and they take their time, not.
And don't forget, on your checklist that I created for you, that red button at the top, that will, if you click that, it takes you to the Wise Agent video on YouTube specific for that. We got you covered, guys.
I know we do. What so you can adjust things. So you can have all of those things sent to you in your email, so you can see everything that needs to be accomplished. And even if you are a solo agent and you have a transaction coordinator that maybe doesn't even have access to your Wise Agent account, but you add them as a team member, and you add, all you have to do is add their email address as a team member, and then they will still get that. They don't necessarily have to have access to your Wise Agent account. So that's how powerful that is. If you have any questions on that, our training staff can help you guys through this. As well as the Gmail and everything else that I showed today. All of our staff is fully trained and well versed in all of this.
Yes.
But today's purpose is just to show you kind of all these different things that you should be doing in this new year that you know is really powerful, that will save you a lot of time and money and energy and all of that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so I was going somewhere with all of this and now I can't remember, but
that's okay. So we are at the 40-minute mark. So
yeah, I was gonna so Arlene was asking, how do you add team members? That's a great question, Arlene. You can just do that from your profile here with a click of the gear. Just go to your profile and this is where you would be able to add your team member information. Okay. So, all right. So that's how that works. And then there's Sarah. I know Sarah's busy typing along. She's got her blog and video tutorial on transaction management and checklists. So one of the things I wanted to go back on was, because we really didn't show our the contact list. And I wanted to go back to this a little bit. So this is our contact list. One of the things that we have had for many, many years was our advanced search filters. And I think this is something that we really at Wise Agent are really unique about, because you can have, there's so many search options that you can have.
Yeah, I remember when that went live, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, we've always had it. It just looked a little bit different, but we've always had this. And And we're continuously, tweaking things. So now if you want to have, if you want to search multiple ranks, so if you want to search your A's and your B's, you can do that. So you can rank everyone. You want to make sure that you're finding the people that you are trying to, that you're trying to look for, right? You want to find everyone that you need to find and make that really easy for you. So that's what we've done in here. Some of the things are this search group here. When you're searching for people, you want to make sure that you're categorizing everybody. So this is one of my favorite searches to look up, is who is uncategorized. Like, who do I have in my database that doesn't have a category? Because that's really important, that I need to put them in somewhere, because they're just kind of off into the ether. And now when I'm sending out emails, I'm probably missing these people. So I want to make sure that I'm finding all of those people.
Right.
And then the other thing is, finding people. We just, with the holiday season and everything, I know, you want to make sure that you are looking for people that have maybe incomplete addresses, because this is really important. You should probably make even a goal for yourself to, I think a great goal, and it's one of my goals for this year, is to make sure that I get complete addresses for everybody that I want to send a holiday card to, a card out to. And so this is a great way. So I've got 147 people that I need to work on. I need to get through my list and make sure that I'm getting addresses. So I'm going to use some of my time blocking and say once a month for maybe an hour, I'm going to work on getting people's addresses. So that's something that you can also be doing.
And I think this is what you just showed us was great, because I'm sure we have people on the webinar who are using Wise Agent, but they may not have, they may have contacts, oh my gosh, I didn't categorize them, or they started in 2021, January, February, they were doing really well. And then like me, you got crazy busy and things kind of slacked, and you still had people coming in. Now you got to go back and say, okay, who is uncategorized? Okay, who are the people who are missing, postal mail addresses? So what you just showed was a good reminder to the people who are already using Wise Agent, but may, have discovered something that they need to go back and do.
Yeah, definitely. And we have the same thing, like who don't you have a phone number for? Who don't you have an email address for? So really these are, and those are also great reasons to reach out to somebody to say, hey, you know what? Give them a call and say, hey, I was looking, I don't have your email address. Do you think you can share that with me? I want to be able to send you a few emails every once in a while, and have them give you their email address. Or you want to pop by and you're like, I know where they live, but I don't know the actual street number and address, street name. I don't have all of that. Well, drive by their house, write down their address.
Stop them. No.
Right. So, so there's ways of doing that. I think that's something that definitely everyone should be, kind of cleaning up and doing that, and just taking an hour, whatever you can, an hour every month. Maybe twice a month would be ideal. Whatever you can do to get that kind of organized.
Yep. Awesome sauce.
All right.
All righty. So let me get back into it.
I think we have one more topic to cover.
Yes, one more topic. Let me open up my screen share again.
And this one's one of my favorite ones, because I love this next topic. It's going to be a good one, I think.
All righty. Get that.
Generating your own leads.
Yes. So the next topic is, can you see that? Use the landing pages to generate your own leads. And some examples of that would be to download your buyer and seller guides, use the open house registration form with the QR code, and the open house registration form is one of the templates that is already provided. And also use the landing page to create a QR code, and then you can use that for your farming postcards. So I did come with some examples. So I am a member of Keeping Current Matters, and I hope that that is a resource that you guys are signing up for. One of the things that they do is every quarter they provide buyer and seller guides. So this is an example of how I incorporated the KCM seller guide into my Wise Agent. So those of you who are current KCM members, I know you might be saying, well, Tamara, they provide us landing pages. That is 100% correct. The difference is with this, once they fill it out, they're automatically into your CRM. So you're saving yourself an extra step. Okay, so once they fill this out, they're automatically in, they're automatically categorized. Okay, so this is an example of how I'm using the KCM seller's guide, using the Wise Agent landing page to capture information. So I can now take this page and I can put it on my social media. I can use a QR code if I'm at an open house, and I could say, scan this code and I'll send you'll automatically get the full guide. So that is one way on how to use the landing page. And here's an example of one of my listings, and I use the Wise Agent landing page for an open house sign up. So the wizard or the website editor that Wise Agent provides is very, very easy to use. You can upload the picture of your listing, and you can get your open house sign in landing page done in less than 5 minutes. And again, why do you want to use this? Because as soon as people fill it out, they are automatically in. You don't have to worry about a sign-in sheet where something that people have to touch. You don't have to worry about a sign-in sheet where people can see other people's information. Okay. You don't have to worry about a sign-in sheet where you have to hope you don't lose, and then you go back home and then you make time to put everybody in your CRM. Okay, so we're saving you time. This is something that can be done automatically. So this is another great way to use the landing pages to get additional leads and contacts. And another way is you can create a landing page. And if you guys, I created this QR code for you guys. So if you can hold up your camera, feel free to scan that QR code, because I knew some people would do it anyway. But this is an example. So I use the KCM content. They created a blog post for us that says the average homeowner gained $56,700 in equity over the past year. Find out how much your home is worth now. So I use this and I put it on the postcard and I sent it out to my farm area. Okay, so again, you can use this, the Wise Agent landing page, create a QR code and send them to your page. And once they fill the information, they are already in the system. And you can call them because you have their phone number, or you can email them. You can set up the autoresponder. And that way, if you want them to download a specific document, a guide, a tip sheet, they get that automatically. And then you can follow up with them and say, hey, I saw that you downloaded my whatever guide. What questions can I answer for you?
That is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love the use of QR codes. I know like a couple of years ago, I was QR codes came out many years ago, and
they made a comeback because of the pandemic.
I never left QR codes. I even have one at home for when my kids' friends come over and they want Wi-Fi. I'm like, here, just put it here because I don't want them to know the password. And so they just, use the QR code and they get logged into our Wi-Fi. So, I mean, they work, and everybody now, because of COVID,
they're used to it.
Knows how to use it.
They know what it is when they see it. They're like, oh, yeah.
Right. One of our mutual friends, Tamara, I had Marquis Lemons on. She was talking about when she has an open house, when she posts that QR code on the door before they walk in. If they don't fill it out, she's not open up that door. Like, you have to fill that out to walk in. Yeah. You need to know everybody that's coming in to your open house, not just for safety reasons. Obviously, there's that, but it's also, that's how you're capturing leads. These are these are the organic leads that you are getting. And so you want to make sure that you are getting that. The other thing I wanted to say, you had talked about how these come in automatic, anything from the landing pages come in automatically to your Wise Agent account, which is 100% true. The other great part of that, and I'm going to share my screen again, is not only do they come into your account automatically, but you can set up rules on how you respond to them automatically. So if I create this open house landing page, right, and somebody comes to my landing page, they click on submit, what happens on kind of like in the background, the magic that happens through Wise Agent is they will get automatically categorized with whatever category that I choose, right? So I know they're coming into this open house. I can say, these are potential buyers, right? I want to add them to my call list because when I get back to the office on Monday, I want to make sure that I'm reaching back out to them and calling them. I also may want to respond to them through an email or text message. You can do both if you want to. It's totally fine. I think it might be a little overkill, but for an open house. But for an open house, what would be great is automatically responding to them in a text message. So in case you are, really busy, you can say, hey, don't forget to go out back and look at the beautiful gazebo in the backyard. Or whatever it is, or some feature that you want to highlight of the house.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, you can also include, because if you're doing everything paperless and all digital, you could include a property flyer in the text message, like thanks for, so you can say thanks for joining the open house, and here's a brochure on the house.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was sending them the PDF of the property flyer, but I like that. Highlight a certain feature, make sure you check out. I like that.
Make sure you check out the basement downstairs. Look at it, it's big enough for pool table and whatever, a bar, whatever it is that you want to highlight. I that's what I would suggest, because you want to give people the vision, right? The other thing is, and now not so much talking about it as an open house, but any of these landing pages that you're using. So if you're posting them on social media, right? So if you're posting a landing page on social media about maybe what your property is worth, if you have a Cloud CMA account, or if you want to use a Cloud CMA account, we do integrate with them, and that will automatically send them a CMA. So automatically, they will get a market analysis emailed to them right away. You don't have to do anything. So we will read the email address and then we will send them the CMA based on the email address that they provide in the lead form. You could also set it up, and this is one of our newer features that is really powerful. You could set them up on an AI bot. And now AI stands for artificial intelligence. And what you do with the AI bot is you could give it a whole persona. So you want to give it this, we've named ours Mia, right? And so for our demo purposes. And so Mia will go out and say, hey, Tamara, thanks for showing interest on whatever this property. Can you tell me what, is there a good time for me to come out and talk to you about your buying or selling needs? And it'll have a conversation. And based on Tamara's responses, the bot will respond, appropriately. What will happen is the bot will also trigger the agent, right? Me, Rachel Green, and say, hey, Tamara's ready to set an appointment. And so what the bot is doing is qualifying and having this conversation to qualify Tamara, because it doesn't mean that, as soon as they say, yes, I'm interested, that now there's a transaction happening. You still have to do your job, right? But the bot gets you to that conversation point, to have the appointment, to get to that listing appointment, to get to have that conversation, to then convert them into a buyer or seller. So that's those are the things. And then of course the notification, which is really important. And then if you're on a team or in a brokerage, you can distribute the leads as well automatically. So that's when the power comes into everything, because you're out there gathering your leads, generating your leads, and the system is replying automatically to them. I think maybe I even missed the one most important thing is with this lead rules is you can add them to a drip campaign. So, which is super powerful. Now they're getting all these touches either text or email.
Dawn says, ooh.
Right? It is. And Dan, yes, I'm glad that you guys find this informative, because this is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're continuously providing the information and continuously engaging with your leads.
Right.
You've made that effort to capture them. Don't let them slip through your fingers.
Right. And that's the whole purpose, is to not let opportunities slip through the cracks, because opportunities, there's no such thing as a missed opportunity. The opportunity is still there. It's just going to go to somebody else.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we want to make sure that you are closing the nets to make sure that nothing, gets out.
Yeah. And Celeste is asking, how do we set up the QR code?
So Celeste, I put the link in the chat for QR Monkey.
Okay. Yeah, and there's Canva, I believe, has a QR option.
Yep.
Love Canva. You can customize the QR code on Canva. I know Sarah does all in our marketing team do all sorts of really cool things with them. You can put your logo in there, an image. So there's a lot of different tools that you can be using. Yeah, Cheryl's got some.
QR codes are getting a lot of love right now. So there are multiple places online, multiple websites where you can create it. You just have to have the link, and literally all you're doing is putting the link in the page, clicking generate code, and it will generate the QR code for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is think about it as a funnel. So the QR code is at the top. This is, you want to have something kind of compelling that goes along with the QR code. So don't just post a QR code and not say anything about it. You want to have some imagery, some kind of text in there talking about why they would be going to this QR code.
Right. And I have a feeling that maybe Wise Agent is going to add a button that says generate QR code.
I think Tamara, you might have a crystal ball there. So that is something that we are discussing, and we're looking into how to implement that into our landing pages and to everything else. So there's a lot of things that are coming up for us in 2022. If you guys missed the webinar that I had last week with Brandon, our CEO, maybe
that
Sarah
was a good
post
one.
That. Yeah. Oh, there's Greg. Hey, Greg. I know he's a big, he uses the AI bot and has had a great deal of success with that, with the bot. But yeah, go and listen to our webinar. So we talk a little bit about what's coming up from 2022. So we've got some cool things that are happening, not just, you can obviously generate your own leads organically through our landing pages, but pretty soon you'll also be able to create your own lead generation through digital ads that you create directly from Wise Agent on Facebook and Google, which is a huge thing. Facebook is a very powerful tool for lead generation, and you'll be able to use that directly through Wise Agent. Obviously, it'll also have an integration within Wise Agent, so any of the leads that you generate from there will automatically come into Wise Agent as well. So awesome. Dan, we're happy that you made the change too, and that you're with Wise Agent. Thank you. So yeah, I am so thankful for you, Tamara. You have so much information. You came like so prepared and gave us all these little gifts and these great
Thank
ideas.
you so much. Like I said, thanks for inviting me back. It's always exciting to hang out with you guys and to just share whatever I can to help the agents, do better in their business, and to help us to elevate the profession. They're talking about the Great Resignation. A lot of those people are getting their real estate license, over 1.5 million of us. So you have to stand out, you have to stay organized, and you have to make sure that you have the tools and the systems and the resources in place so that opportunities do not get away from you in 2022. Thank you so much for having me back. I hope you guys found this helpful, and please, please, please print out your checklist and make a commitment to get this done.
Yes. And if, so we'll be sending out the email, an email with the replay and with all of Tamara's giveaways as well. So Tamara, I appreciate all the work that you put into this webinar today and all the preparations you had, and I appreciate everyone for joining. So next week I'll be back on the 13th with my friend Nakia Brooks at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to be talking about how he uses CRM and how his specific program, and so and how he does things. I'm excited for that one, and I'm excited hopefully to see Tamara in person. Hopefully you come out to Phoenix. I'm hoping
we're gonna make that happen.
Yes.
And you guys don't forget to join the Facebook group
Yes.
because we will be happy to see you in there and engage with you and answer your questions. And if you have anything helpful that you want to share, how Wise Agent is helping you in your business, please, please, please let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much, Tamara. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hope
Thank
to
you.
chat with you soon, and I'll see you all next week.
Thank you. Happy New Year again, everyone. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.